that fiery hearing on Capitol Hill focused on the origins of the COVID pandemic. Dr. Anthony Fauci called before a Senate committee facing a blistering assault from Republicans. The 85-year-old Fauci refusing to answer questions, invoking the Fifth Amendment more than 100 times. ABC's Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the man millions of Americans turn to for answers during the COVID pandemic.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Today refusing to answer a single question from the Senate's Homeland Security Committee, accusing the Republican chairman, Senator Rand Paul, of having an unhinged obsession with him.
The sole reason he is calling me before this committee is to get me to say something, anything, that could vindicate his repeated public pledges that I end up, in his words, quote, behind bars.
In 3 hours, Fauci invoking the Fifth Amendment more than 100 times.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer.
Paul at one point threatening to kick Fauci's lawyer out of the chamber.
I said, sit quietly, you are not recognized. Another word and you're gone.
About a minute later,
Security newsroom is in the room.
the 85-year-old Fauci, who served in government for 54 years and has testified in more than 200 hearings, sitting stone-faced as Republicans leading him.
Nothing says honesty like taking the Fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer.
Paul pushing Fauci on whether he covered up the origins of COVID. While most scientists believe the virus likely jumped from an animal to humans, some U.S. intelligence agencies conclude it more likely leaked from a lab in Wuhan, China.
It's against the law to obstruct an investigation of Congress. There will be repercussions to your refusal to testify today.
Fauci insisting Paul is out to embarrass and intimidate him, according to the release of his personal diaries, which were discovered and handed over by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Him and Fauci reflecting on his exploding fame as the virus spread, writing, "I am the most famous and talked about person in the country and one of the most recognizable in the world." The doctor describing his interactions with celebrities, including Julia Roberts, Kim Kardashian, and Barbara Streisand, who once called him for vaccine advice.
We love every newspaper profile, every photo shoot, every fancy dinner with Gillies.
Democrats defending Fauci said it's being turned into a scapegoat.
The campaign to vilify you, Dr. Fauci, is just one part of this larger campaign against science and facts, a campaign that has made Americans less safe.
And with Senator Paul saying tonight that this committee will vote next week on whether to hold Fauci in contempt, it's worth remembering Fauci has a blanket preemptive pardon from President Biden. Today, President Trump said that he respects that pardon, calling it powerful.
And Jay, there's breaking news on another front. Trouble for President Trump's nominee for Attorney General.
That's exactly right, where Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn is standing in the way of Todd Blanche's confirmation. One of Cornyn's demands is that Blanche put in writing that that $1.8 billion fund that would use taxpayer money to pay Trump's allies is officially dead. Cornyn canceling a meeting with Blanche today. There's a big committee vote set for tomorrow. It is in limbo tonight now.
All right, Jay O'Brien for us tonight. Turning